morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida, in New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to talk about five stress management tools for your toolkits because we know stress is a part of life. It's a part of everyday life. But in order for us to be able to function in life, it is important to be able to have certain tools, certain resources to help us manage the stress that we face every day. So that's why today we're talking about five stress management tools for your toolbox. But before I get into it, I want to take a quick moment and say if you are subscribed, thank you so very much for being a part of our awesome world. And if you're not yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button below so that you can join all this awesomeness. And remember to tick the bell so that you are notified when I post new videos so that you don't miss anything. And of course, if you'd like to purchase one or three of my books, also a link below that will take you to the site that shows you all your different options of places where you can get one or three of my books. Okay, let's go back to it. First, scheduling. One of the biggest sources of stress or that people experience is that we don't seem to have enough time. 24 hours just seem to not be enough time in a day to get done the 300 million things that we believe that we have to do that day. But scheduling can help us see where every single one of the things that we put on ourselves can fit on our schedule. It may not be today. It may not even be tomorrow. But when we start scheduling things, it helps us put everything into fit our day, fit our wants and needs and obligations into the pot of hours that are in our day. And when you know, when you know that, hey, I know how to fit this goes where, this goes there, this goes there, this goes there, this has its time and that its time is coming, it frees you from having to worry about it. You don't have to be overwhelmed by having 300 million things that you need to do because you know exactly where each one of them fit into your pot of time that you have for the day or for the week or however long that you want to do it in. So schedule it and write it down, because it's one thing to say in your head, okay, I'm going to do this. It's one thing to have a schedule in your head, but a written out schedule works better because it puts everything in front of you. When you're trying to do the math in your head, you're still stressing over it and it can still be overwhelming. So just make sure that you're putting it into some type of calendar so that everything you have to do has its own little slice of your time. 2, writing or journaling. It's a great way to release all these millions of thoughts that are in your head all day, stressing you, overwhelming you. It's also a great way to process the things that you're thinking about, the things that you're stressing over, the things that are overwhelming you. And there are different types of journaling that you can do, and one of them is brain dumping that lets you just, write everything out, just pour it out on paper. That way your brain is no longer responsible for storing and housing this information or this thought that has been, overwhelming you. So take the time and journal and write things out. It gives you an opportunity to really see in a more tangible way those thoughts that you're dealing with, those thoughts that you're holding on to, those thoughts that are stressing you. Sometimes just looking at it physically can give you a different perspective on it. And sometimes just taking the time to write it out can help you process it enough that you're able to let it go. 3, exercising. Yes, exercising is one of the best, most important things that you can do for your stress management. It's a great way of just physically releasing that stress. It's a great way of rebuilding re-energizing. It's a great way. You just need to exercise because it does so much for you. It helps you gain clarity. It helps you rejuvenate. It helps you it helps re-energize you. So, and it is did I already say it helps release it helps release the stress? Yes, it does. So making sure that you're having some type of an exercise routine. It doesn't have to involve going to the gym 5 times a day or 5 times a week. Exercising could be something as simple as taking a 15-minute walk over in your neighborhood or at the end of your day or in the morning, whenever is most convenient for you. As long as you're getting some exercise in your body, allowing the energy and your blood to kind of flow and just circulate and just give you an opportunity to release some of that tension that you're holding on to. 4, engaging in life affirming activities. Yes, you already know life affirming activities are my favorite. It's important that we are taking the time to do fun things, to engage in those things that remind you that, you know what? Life is good. Life is so great. Because as you face stressful situations, as you face difficult moments, it's important that you have an outlet, that you have a place of letting go, of letting things out. It's important that you have that. But it's also important that when you engage in life affirming activities, it gives you a bit of a balance. Because when life is stressful, when life is difficult, and you're having fun, and it reminds you that, okay, right now there is a difficult moment, but there's also another side of life. It's not just difficult. It's not just difficulties. Life is not just about difficulties. Life also includes some positive, some happy moments, some things that make me laugh. And of course, you know that you're engaging in life affirming activities is another way to help you de-stress and release and just take a break from all the things that are stressing you, just taking a break from all the life, all the anxiety, all the whatever it is that you're dealing with. So making sure that you're taking the time and engaging in life affirming activities is an important way of relieving stress. And a lot of times people will say, well, I don't have time for life affirming activities. I have a lot of things going on. Take the time and engage in a few life affirming activities, and you may see how much being re-energized, being refueled will help you be more efficient and be more effective in doing the millions of things that you have on your schedule that you want to do. 5 is therapy, or at least talking it out. Sometimes just being able to talk it out helps. Just being able to speak to someone and but not just talking it out and complaining about it, but talking it out in a more productive, in a more purposeful way, in a solution-focused type of way. Processing something, looking for a solution, discussing it, and assessing it. Not just sitting there. Sometimes, yes, we do need to vent, but it can't be that you're talking and complaining and venting every day, all day about the same thing. You know that the monster you feed grows. So if all you're doing is sitting around and complaining about something, yes, you just will have more things to complain about. The more you complain about it, the more you feed the monster, the more it grows. But taking time to either go to therapy and work with someone to help you manage and figure out what is going on and help you deal with the stress, or sometimes just talking to a friend, but in a positive and a purposeful conversation to help you come up with solutions, come up with a plan, not just sitting there and dwelling on the problem. But and people often talk about how therapy can be expensive. Yes, it is sometimes expensive, as any medical service in this country is expensive. However, there are resources. I had a video that I created that talked about ways to even get free therapy. So find resources to help you get therapy if that's what you need and finances are an issue. Let's do a quick recap. 1, scheduling, because when you schedule things and you put everything has its own little slice of your time, then it can be a lot less overwhelming than when compared to when you're trying to figure out or juggling everything inside your head and realizing that there aren't enough days to make all this happen. There is. You just got to schedule it. 2, writing or journaling, because it's a great way of processing and letting things out. Sometimes just the simple act of brain dumping, and sometimes it could be used to process and help you see physically things that are in your head and help you come up with solutions. 3, exercising, because exercising is awesome. It does so much for you mentally as well as physically, and it can be as simple as a 15-minute walk around the block or whatever intensive exercise you want to do. 4, engaging in life affirming activities because you need to create that balance. It's important that you know that, or that you're reminded that, hey, you know what? There are still good things happening in life. There are still positive, happy things happening in life. And it's also a great way to help refuel and reset to get you re-energized to tackle whatever is on your plate. And finally, therapy, or at the very least, talking to a friend, looking at ways, coming up with solutions, looking at ways to resolve whatever it is that is causing stress in your life. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services who can assist with whatever you may have going on. So please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.